The case of a missing mother from Sangamon County is getting a fresh look after her ex-husband pleaded guilty to murder. Alan Taya is serving time in the Georgia Department of Correction for killing his second ex-wife's divorce attorney.
He admitted to murdering Doug Lewis and setting his office on fire. Now Sangamon County authorities are taking another look at the disappearance of his first wife, Patricia Danner, 34 years ago.
Our Julia Rosier sat down for an exclusive interview with Patricia's family. She's working for you on how they're coping. Julia?
John, Stacy, that's right. Patricia Danner's family is still grieving the loss nearly 35 years later. And by sharing their story, they're hoping to get closure and bring justice to Patricia.
She was amazing. I know every daughter is going to say that about her mom.
Those are the words from Patricia Danner's daughter, Sarah. Although she only knew her mother for the first 7 years of her life, Sarah says her mother made a big impact on her.
Her life was about us. So she was that mom that was at home making cookies or planning the most amazing birthday parties or making our house this magical place for Christmas.
But in January of 1989, Sarah's worst nightmare came true.
I just remember coming home from school one day and she wasn't at home. And when we asked our dad where she was, he just told us that she had to go on a vacation.
Patricia Danner was only 34 years old when she went missing. To this day, her family still doesn't know what happened to the mother of 3 from Glenarm. Patricia is presumed dead by authorities.
I thought my mom lived in a city down the road. Like, I really didn't know what happened. This whole time, you know, we've still all had our questions and we've never really gotten the closure that we have wanted.
Norma Kinzel is Patricia's sister. The last time Kinzel saw her sister was on January 7th, 1989. But 2 weeks later, when Kinzel called for Patricia's birthday, she was told that she was gone.
So I called my dad and I said, something's really wrong. Something's happened. So we called the police.
Just 5 months after Patricia went missing, Sarah's father, Alan Taya, formerly Abed Abu Taya, remarried. In 2020, Sarah's stepmother filed for divorce. In December of 2022, Taya was arrested for killing her divorce attorney, Doug Lewis, and setting his Lawrenceville, Georgia office on fire. Sarah says Taya was arrested on scene after leaving with burns. Earlier this year, he pleaded guilty to murder, second-degree burglary, first-degree arson, and possession of a firearm during the crime.
As soon as I heard about the second murder, I knew this has to trigger something with Sangamon County.
The Sangamon County Sheriff's Department says Taya has always been a person of interest in Patricia's disappearance, and he still is today. In fact, Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies drove down to the Georgia prison to interview Taya. They talked with him for more than 4 hours, but he denied knowing anything about her disappearance. Patricia's family says although they have no proof, they believe Taya isn't telling the full story.
But my mom deserves justice, and so I'm not going to let that fear hold me back anymore. So I just want to get this information out there and hope that there's somebody who will also not let that fear get in the way.
Taya was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, with an additional 5-year sentence to be served consecutively in the Georgia Department of Corrections. But Patricia's family told me that going without answers for so many years has been heartbreaking. They told me that any answer they get from the investigation they know will be emotional and difficult to hear. John, Stacy, next week I'll be digging into Patricia's missing persons case investigation and digging into what kind of evidence and new technology Sangamon County is looking to use.
Yeah, fascinating case. Thanks, Julia. This is your digging part. This is a series that we are working on.
Yep, and you can tune in next Wednesday at 10 p.m. as we continue to look into this case. Thanks, Julia.
Thanks, Julia.